Hey guys, what is going on? We are here with another video. How are you guys doing today? This is Solix Cloud. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've made a video of any sort. I've definitely been not present for a lot of these announcements. So Venom was announced 5 days ago for Marvel Rivals, and I wanted to cover it. I'm not really I haven't been content creating, I've just been busy IRL. But with the beta coming up here in about 5 days, I'm very excited for it, hopping back into it. So hopefully I'm going to be streaming more. I plan to stream daily for Marvel Rivals, but hopefully I get some time. But yeah, like I said, I'm excited. So we're going to check it out and see what's going on. I do have the video pulled up here. We're going to watch it and go over everything, kind of as like a first look. I already know what he does, and I honestly recorded this once already and didn't hit record, so I'm doing it again. So I'm sorry if I sound enthusiastic. I'm also tired. It's 7 a.m. and I haven't slept yet. So all right, let's take a look. We're going to talk about him and talk about why I think he's basically just the peak of tanks, and what I would like to see for other tanks moving forward and why they're bad. So let's look at it. Ignite the battle. Vanguard Venom. I love that name, by the way. His design, phenomenal. I love this design. It is beautiful. So he has a diving strike. He can walk on walls. He's got a tether, a mid-range basic attack. It looks like definitely mid-ranged. Got a swing, looking beautiful. One charge. Got a diving strike again. This is his ults. He had a massive shield there from one of his abilities. That's pretty much it. He didn't show off his melee attack, which he has one for sure, but he looks so much fun. So that's pretty much Venom. So I'm going to go over some of the things here for him. Let me loop this. Okay, it's already looped. So I'm going to go over some of the things here about Venom and kind of just talk about what I like and what I want to see moving forward for most tanks. I guess, starting with the fact that he seems like the tankiest character in the game right now. And I made a comment on one of the videos saying I hope he gets buffed and he looks tankier because he's getting melted in these specific scenes. But in the one scene specifically where he was getting absolutely nuked, he actually didn't, he was fighting a Punisher in his ult. So let me let this loop real quick. So we're going to kind of go over some things here. I won't slow it down. I'm just going to pause it. Let me mute it. Vanguard Venom. I still love that name. So yeah, so basically he just seems like the best tank ever. So going over his abilities, he's got the wall run, so you can walk on walls with some characters like Spider-Man, Black Panther to a degree, Penny. I love those like interactions, especially with the spider characters. It's just a lot of fun, man. Spider-Man is one of my favorites in the game. Penny could be if they fix her tankiness and just kind of make her funner to play. And then Venom, it seems like he's going to be my favorite tank by far. It doesn't even seem like it's going to be close. And not just because he's Venom, because he just seems the most fun. I love dive tanks, but I also just love the way he can tank so far. So yeah, he has the wall run, and his F ability over there, it's on a cooldown when you use it, but it looks like you can only use it in the air. And it's literally a dive ability. So he dives down, instantly kills Scarlet Witch. I don't actually know if it's going to be that strong. I don't think she was at full HP. At least I hope not, but we'll see. He has a tether. I'm hoping this ability makes him tanky. So he's fighting 3 people right now. I'm assuming he was full HP before Punisher shotgunned him, which you can clearly see is happening. Spider-Man also was hitting him at the same time. It looks like he lost about 140 HP-ish, around there, 130. And that's not too bad. So I'm assuming this ability does make him tankier. He only popped, it's his right click. So he only popped one ability. And it looks like it's pretty solid in terms of, I'm assuming it's a slow of some sort. And maybe, I'm hoping based on how many targets you have tethered, provides you mitigation for each target. Like for instance, he tethers one, gets 5% mitigation. Tethers a second one, 15% mitigation. Tethers a third one, goes up to 45% mitigation. Something crazy, right? Based on how many people you tethered. That'd be super cool. So yeah, he tethers 3 people here. I'm assuming he slows them. They look like they're moving pretty fast still. And then he starts basic attacking them. Doesn't really use anything else here. And just completely cleans them up easily, just with one ability, right? So this is where he has a swing ability on an 8-second cooldown, so you can swing around every 8 seconds. Looks really fun, where you just swing in and you just dive down, right? It looks like there provides a knockup. One thing they didn't fix, and you can see that here, knockups, this is more like a knockaway, I feel like, a knockback that also launches. If you have a thing that has a direct knockup effect, even if it's a knockaway, you should get stunned. This should have stunned everyone here. And I know you don't want to be double stunned by Venom. Maybe make this a knockaway instead of a knockup. But I hate the fact that when you knock someone up in this game, like with Magic or Spider-Man, basically any melee that has a knock up, right? Because they're the ones that are probably going to have it. Groot basic attack, you don't actually stun them. They can still hit you. You could also move in the air like you're falling, which is really bad. So Punisher, if he has a shotgun out and you knock him up, he can still blast you. So like when I do Magic's combo, for instance, a big complaint I had was that when I'm fighting, I'll hit the knock up perfectly from afar, max range it, hit my combo, attack, and Punisher will still kill me because he'll headshot me twice during all of that. Or Spider-Man, when I do the knock up instantly and try to insta-kill somebody, if they are aware, they'll be able to fight me point blank, and it's super annoying. Hella would just two-shot me in seconds, even if I'm like perfectly doing the combo. I think, you know, that's a very high-skilled player most likely killing me, but I think just in general, having a stun on the knockup, if you reduce the knockup time, it's fine for a lot of these things. Like Venom knockup seems pretty crazy. Just make it so the knockup isn't that crazy, or make it a knockaway. Don't even make it a knockup. And then he has another ability, his ultimate, where he goes on the ground that knocks up as well. Both of them don't stun. So I think that's a big complaint I have for anyone with knockups in the future, and now as well. Fix all the knockups to universally make it so when you get knocked into the air at all, it is a stun. Like Smite, like you get knocked up, you get stunned. If you get knocked away, that's different. He has a knock away, knock up. This should count as a stun still, just needs to be reduced in range. I think it shouldn't be a knock up though, but that's just, again, a big complaint I have because I main Magic, and I'm really hoping that I'm not going to get blasted while I'm knocking people up, or I should be a tank base in the tank category. So here he pops his E ability. His E is his tanking ability, his main tanking ability, and this thing provides him with an absurd amount of shields. He was at 100 HP, and now he was at 100, so he dives down, right? Slams. He was at 100, it went too fast. So he gets like 1900 shields here. He gets literally like 1800, I think, total around there. I'm hoping it's based on the enemies surrounding you, so it's not always this big. I don't know how long it lasts. So this is where I made a comment saying I hope he gets buffed, right? In terms of tankiness, but I didn't notice that Punisher's standing there ulting. Now he's missing clearly, but he gets nuked here, and it's mostly because of Punisher, right? Punisher's absolutely nuking him. He goes in the ground at the right moment, about to die, perfectly goes in the ground, right? You can stay in the ground for a little bit, but he instantly comes up to get the shield and hit all three of them for a good chunk of damage. It looks like it does a good amount of damage. He hit remember, he's fighting Doctor Strange, Groot, Rocket, and Punisher. So he's fighting 4 people right now, doing really good by himself with no healing. So with the healer, he'd be pretty crazy right now. Now, the thing about this, right, is he looks fairly tanky because the shields are pretty massive. I still think him having a little bit more natural mitigation would be nice, but this is why I think he's the best tank. Going over every other tank, Magneto just has a shield, and then he can put shield on other people. Not himself, on other people. His shield can't get destroyed, but it only lasts like 3 seconds. So that's it. That's all he has. He has his ult to block bullets as well, but it can get destroyed, and it's good. It's just not that good. Not as good as this. Then you have Doctor Strange. He has a shield that he can keep putting up and down, but you can break it fairly easily. It has like 800, 900 health or something like that. That's all he has. His other abilities don't give him any mitigation. Again, that would also need a buff, because he just only has this shield. It doesn't feel like a tank, you know what I mean? Penny has nothing. She has an ult that is literally a worse Venom E and ult. Everything Penny does is like pale. Like, why would you? For me, I'd be like, Penny is literally like a Best Buy Venom, you know? Like, is that a good compare? A Walmart Venom. Like, she doesn't feel anywhere near as good, because he has 2 abilities that give him shields while actively doing good stuff. Getting a knock up, going underground, being, I'm assuming, immune to damage, and just absolutely shredding. While Penny runs around as an easy target, gets like 600 extra shields, I think, and then gets, or 300 extra shields, sorry, 300 shields. No other tanking ability, by the way, as a tank class, not a utility, and gets 300 shields and then just dies. She's just horrible. She does heal on her webs, but the healing is pitiful. Like, it doesn't heal enough. Definitely needs a massive buff for that, you know, just for that. I think in general, giving her shield health would help a lot, but also providing her with another damage mitigation ability, completely giving her like another ability. I think her having like just a mind setup is pretty lame. Like, make her basic attack wider, make her get shields based on something she does. You know, like, she's mobile, but like she needs some kind of mitigation, like Diva or something, like Matrix, right? Like, she needs something. So I think changing her to be more like Venom would be nice. Anyways, enough complaining about them. He gets massive shields with 2 abilities. He gets like 686 shields here, I believe, and then the other time he got about 1900 shields. So he gets a lot of shield. He gets a lot of extra defense while doing decent damage. He's not like crazy on the damage department either. He has like 3 or 4 ways of doing damage. His ult, his basic attack, I'm assuming his melee attack, and his dive attack. Pretty good. His tether doesn't seem to do damage, I think, but it might. So yeah, he's pretty tanky, right? He's the gold standard for every tank. Hulk is a pitiful tank. Hulk gets a lot of HP, but he gets melted because he doesn't do anything. He's also melee and can't reach anybody because there's no backpedal penalty, which I still think is not a thing. Please, dear Lord, Marvel Rivals, add a backpedal penalty. I don't want another overprime situation where you just keep backing up. When I'm fighting as Magic, a lot of the times Punisher will back up and I can't reach him unless I have a dash. But in like Overwatch, you have a backpedal penalty. In most games, you have them if it's a range versus melee situation. Please add that. I don't want people to just backpedal forever shooting me with no penalty, please. So yeah, he pretty much nuked him there. He did really good. And then it shows off his blue skin, so he uses ult, get that fat shield. It looks like he got less shield there, so I'm assuming, yeah, it's based on how many enemies he hits, which is good, right? All these abilities should be based on that. But yeah, I wish he used the E a second time. Like, I don't know why he didn't pop the ability here. Like, he could have easily cleaned this up if he just popped that ability. So I think in general, good players will still nuke him. But I think he's just a really good tank. Like, playing in a 6v6 situation, right? He's just a very good character. Very, very solid tank. Oh my god, what am I doing? And I'm excited, man. I'm very, very excited to hop in and play him. He just seems like a lot of fun. Like, that's the biggest thing, right? Fun factor. He looks good, right? He doesn't look useless. Like, the other tanks weren't fun to play. Every time I got into a game, it's not like tanks, like, no one wanted to play them. It's not like they weren't good and no one wanted to play them. Groot wall spam was very prominent, but no one liked playing Groot. He's boring, you know, and he's super annoying too. No one liked playing Magneto or Doctor Strange, really. Doctor Strange was probably the most popular. Magneto with Scarlet Witch was a fucking menace, the strongest DPS in the game by far, but like I said, that shouldn't be the requirement. He needs to be good without a team up mechanic, right? Like, it should never be a requirement to have a team up. It should just be a compliment. So I definitely think that reworking Magneto is definitely necessary just to make him more Magneto-like and make him tankier. Buffing Doctor Strange a little bit would be nice. Penny, I think, needs a slight rework as well. Like, just change one of her abilities to be more interactive and fun, and then also just make it so she's tankier. Like, I think doing the Overwatch strat of like giving characters, like, for instance, Venom, I think should have like over health or maybe shield health, right? Where he gets an extra layer of health over his actual health. So like, let's say he has 600 HP, add an extra 250 of over health, and then make that like half of his bar or something, right? Like Reinhardt, I think like 1/3 of his bar, or maybe like 2/3 of his bar is literally armor health. I think doing that, basically armor health, when you get hit on armor, does less damage than a normal hit on, like, you know, your natural health. I think doing that in this game would be perfect. Just copy, like, they copied a lot of Overwatch mechanics. Copying the armor system for tanks would be perfect. I mean, just literally do that. And I know people are going to be like, oh, this sounds crazy. Like, a lot of people would just argue against it, but like, no one wanted to play tanks in the game for a good reason. And I think because they couldn't do their role without a healer pocketing them 24/7, it did not feel good to play a tank. Like, if I go into Overwatch and I separate from my healer, I can survive for like a lot longer because I have Diva Matrix and I'm tankier naturally, or I have Roadhog heal and I have natural mitigations, Maga heal, right? Like, Reinhardt has a fat shield and natural armor health, right? Like, Sigma has his absorption and shield, and he just gets a lot of HP. Like, you know, he's crazy. So I think just in general, making tanks feel good, not big I don't want second damage dealers. They can do decent damage, just make them tankier. That's like, most damage from the tanks is fine. I think them also having easier to hit basic attacks, like Venom here looks like it's hard to hit. Make sure, like, I hope his melee is good. Like, I hope he has an attack string like Groot, but it's actually pretty good. And so you can just walk around meleeing everyone if you don't want to just try to aim mid-ranged. Like, Venom's a brawler. He's not a ranged character, so I really hope that they did think about that and they just let you just play a melee focused playstyle instead. And I definitely think that, like, most tanks should have a good melee playstyle as well. Maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. Like, Hulk obviously should. He needs to. He needs a massive rework, though. But Venom definitely should as well. He's a brawler. I would love to just sit there and melee Spider-Man instead of having to do this against him while he's punching me, just to have a more iconic battle, you know what I mean? So yeah, definitely hope that they look into the other tanks. I think they all kind of need a lot of work though. Doctor Strange, not as much. I think just making him like tanky when he charges up his like green thing and then expels it, or the void thing that he has and expels it. Just give him natural mitigations when he does that, and then put like, I don't know, armor health on him or shield health for like 600 of his HP, or sorry, 400 of his HP or something, would just literally fix him. But I think like Penny needs ability changes, Magneto needs ability changes, Hulk needs ability changes. Venom is just fucking perfect though. Like he's a dive tank. He jumps around the map, massive shields, feels really good. It looks like he looks amazing. He just looks like a lot of fun, and I'm excited to play him. And I just really hope the other tanks live up to that hype, because he, like, why would you ever play another, like, I don't even know who would complement him. I guess Magneto to keep him alive. Like, why would you ever want another tank outside of Venom on your team? Like, genuine. Maybe Groot for wall spam if it's still a thing. I haven't seen him use a single wall, so hopefully not. But anyways, that's pretty much it for the video. I just wanted to talk about how Venom's the king right now in terms of tanking. Looks like he's going to be a lot of fun and actually a good character. So I'm very excited to get in there and try him out. I'll be playing on the 23rd when the beta comes out. So if you guys are interested, feel free to stop by. I'm going to be streaming on Twitch and YouTube. Very excited to get back into the content creation side of things and try to keep it up. So very much looking forward to Venom. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Peace.